If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. The child shall lead them.
To buy our merch. We are doing what?
Kellen Dross is here. All right, guys.
Okay, so the last song on our stream tonight is a Beethoven song. Let me see what they have to say. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony was his final complete symphony. First performed in 1824, this was the first time a major composer added voices to a symphony and is widely regarded as one of the greatest classical works of all time. Even if the title does not ring a bell, you will surely recognize the finale, and you've probably even sung an arrangement of it many times. This recording was in memorial to the lives lost in the
Fukushima nuclear disaster.
Oh, in Japan in 2011. It features a choir of 10,000 singers. Wow, that's wild.
Whoa, this video right here?
This recording,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm very excited for this.
Ridiculous. If you, dear listener, see this recording and you're like, what? How did they get an 18-minute song through there? Send us an email and we'll give you the details on how to get that.
Yeah, the Alliance put out a long song premium. We'll talk about that. But the point is, we generally don't do 18-minute songs, 30-minute songs. We generally don't do that because obviously the length is just insane. However, they put a premium on top of the regular. We'll talk about that another time. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Beethoven. What's it called again? Beethoven what? What's the
Ninth Symphony?
Ninth Symphony,
wait,
Beethoven.
Symphony number 9.
Symphony number 9. What's up? Wow. How many singers?
10,000.
Does he have lyrics?
No.
Nicht diese Töne, sondern lass uns angenehmere anstimmen und dein Heiligtum, deine Zauber in der Himmel, was dämonisch Fremde hat.
What you doing? that guy. Look at that. Holy shit. She's going for it. praise him. Hey! Gang, gang, gang. Look at that guy. Damn. And that was for all those people that died in the Fukushima disaster.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. So he, this, so many things I could say. First of all, lyrically, this song is just unbelievable. First of all, there's so many Christian psalm references to this. I'm just going to read the thing from top to bottom for you guys lyrically. It's unbelievable. And I just love being a Christian. It's the greatest thing in the world, bro. Honestly.
Shout out to us.
Huh?
I said shout out to us.
Shout out to Allah, I guess. For some, I guess I'm not going to show you guys that because it's not coming on the screen for some strange reason. I must have changed some horrible setting in this horrible device. Wretched device. Okay. Here are the lyrics to this song, guys, okay? All right, here it is. Oh, friends, not these tones. Rather, let us sing more cheerful and more joyful ones. Joy, joy. Joy, beautiful spark of the gods, daughter of Elysium. We approach fire-drunk, heavenly one, your shrine. Your magic reunites what custom sternly divides. Subhanallah. Heavenly one, your shrine. Your magic reunites what custom sternly divides. All people become brothers. Schiller's original, what custom sword separates, beggars become princes, brothers, while your gentle wing alights. Okay, so the lyrics were from this poet named Schiller. Mm-hmm. He took basically the lyrics from Schiller, augmented them a little bit to fit in the meter and things like that. Okay. But there you go. Mm-hmm. Whoever succeeds in the great attempt to be a friend of a friend, whoever has won a lovely woman, let him add his jubilation. Well, there was a girl he was in love with, but they couldn't be together because of the class divide. Oh, yeah, awful. Really sad, really sad. But it was cool, though, because what he said to her was, no friend have I must live by myself alone, but I know well that God is nearer to me than others in my art, so I will walk fearlessly with him. Allahu Akbar. So that, obviously, this is the last, full symphony that he wrote.
Right, yeah.
So, it's unbelievable, but he's looking at his whole life, I think, in this situation. Whoever has won a lovely woman, let him add his jubilation. Yes, whoever calls even one soul his own on the earth's globe, and who never has, let him steal, weeping away from this group. It's just so if you had a woman, be happy. Mm-hmm. If there's a soul on this planet that you can say, that's mine, which is a pretty scary thing, but it's true, I'm yours and you're mine, then be happy. He's saying, if you're alone, steal weeping away from the group. Find a way to be happy. Find something else. If you don't have a person, that sucks. I know how you feel. Find a way to steal weeping from the group, which means find a way to bring joy from the group, even if you don't have a girl, which is literally what he is doing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those horrible providences where it's God was nah, bro, because if he had a girl, maybe he wouldn't write all the crazy music that he did, and he's obviously responsible for shaping a lot of the Western mind. So it's one of those situations where, nah. Mm-hmm. This is, oh my God, these lyrics, guys. All creatures drink joy. All the beasts of nature, all the good, all the evil follow her rose's tail. Kisses gave she us, and wine, which in the scripture it says that God gave us wine to make the heart of man glad.
Right. Yeah.
A friend proven unto death. Pleasure was to the worm granted, and the cherubs who stands before God. So it's the lowest order, that's Aquinas. That's Thomas Aquinas. The lowest order of creation is a worm. Highest order of creation is the cherubim, because they are the highest order of angels. So they're the highest order of, well, not really angels, to be honest. They're the highest order of created beings, and worms are the lowest. And God gives joy to the worm, and he gives joy to the,
He's passing it out to everybody.
the worm. But it's true. He gives joy to the worm. It's true. He gives a little dirt, a little water. The worm is good,
That's what he
bro.
wants.
Nasty ass little kid, like, splits him in half. The worm's like, it's all good. I'll just regenerate. We good. I love that. Glad as his sons fly through the heavens, glorious plan. Run, brothers, your race, joyful as a hero to victory. Again, that is directly lifted from Psalm chapter 19. Do what you will with this, dear listener, but I'm just giving you the background for these lyrics because this man, look at this passage right here. Look at this passage right here, and then listen to what Beethoven says. Matter of fact, I'll put them like side by side so that you could see the parallelism. It's unbelievable. This guy was an absolute genius. Holy smokes. Okay. So here's Beethoven on top. Glad as his sons, and notice sons, S-U-N's, right? Because the sons are his sons, because they're creation. His sons fly through the heavens, glorious plan. Run, brothers, your race, joyful as a hero to victory. Okay, so that's Beethoven. The psalm says, God has pitched a tent for the sun in the heavens. It comes out like a bridegroom from his wedding canopy. It celebrates like a champion who has run his race. It sets out from one end of the heavens till it reaches the other. Unbelievable. So that's obviously an allusion to Psalm chapter 19.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tina Benina Banks.
Thank you for the super chat.
Gang. We continue. Be embraced, you millions. This kiss for the whole world. Like, this is the gift from God to you from my composition, basically. He's going meta.
Crazy. This is...
Brothers, beyond the star canopy must a loving father dwell. Do you bow down, you millions? Do you sense the creator world? Seek him beyond the star canopy. Beyond the stars he must dwell. Done.
Yeah.
Done. I will commend that to you, dear listener. Do you bow down, you millions? Do you sense the creator world?
It sounds so much like a sermon. Like
Honestly,
an old sermon.
human beings are so strange, bro. We'll listen to a song like this, go, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever. But the being that inspired it, like what? And this is a completely evangelistic moment by the homie. He's purposely reaching out to his audience. Listen to what Beethoven said about the purpose of his music. It's unbelievable. Beethoven is kind of like us, not a regular church attender, but listen to what he says. My chief aim was to awaken and permanently instill religious feelings not only into the singers but also into the listeners.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the man had an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on and on and on and on about this, but the lyrics are incredible. The lyrics are absolutely incredible, and I love that last stanza, man. I'm gonna memorize that last stanza, honestly. Do you bow down, brothers? Beyond, just be embraced. I just gotta that whole thing, unbelievable. Be embraced, you millions, this kiss for the whole world. Brothers, beyond the star canopy must a loving father dwell. Do you bow down, you millions? Do you sense the creator world? Seek him beyond the star canopy. Beyond the stars he must dwell. Done! Oh, that's so beautiful, bro. And then the... I just absolutely love this song. I absolutely love this song. It's unbelievable. Lyrically, it's crazy. And it's crazy to me that this was the last complete symphony he wrote, and he wrote it after a season of deep depression because you're a musician and you start losing your hearing. It would have been better for him if he was born deaf.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Like God brought this dude through so much jihad, heartbreak, not being able to be with the woman that he loved. and then not being able to hear the music that he loved, and it's mind-boggling to me because we started the day off with O Fortuna, and we talked about the difference between fate and providence, where fate is just blind determinism, no reason, no nothing, you can't control it, whereas predestination is God will write tragedy into your story for a greater purpose and for your ultimate good. And here we have a guy who wrote probably the greatest symphony of all time out of deep, deep, deep suffering. And it's like, I didn't put the song list together or whatever. Like, we started with Fortuna and then we ended with Ode to Joy, but the joy came out of a bunch of suffering for this dude. Like, I honestly don't know what's worse, because his first love was music and then his second love with this girl, and both of them were taken from him. And yet...
Yeah, because he probably went to the music to help pacify his feelings
100%
to be with her, and then all of a sudden he loses that too. But then see, and we talked about this before, that God does things for our greater good, you know. And so if you kind of relate it to the story of Job, where if he, after all of that, sees his creator more clearly and hears his creator more clearly, then good was brought to him, even though those other things seem like no, they're not.
Yeah, I mean, what is the chief end of man? To glorify God and enjoy him forever. I wish, like, you know, I can go back and forth. I saw somebody say something that was just factually incorrect about the universe. I'm not even going to touch that, man. Like, there's so many things about, quote, religion people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I am not committed to Christianity out of a sense of duty. Like, Jesus of Nazareth brings me the most joy of any person in the universe, and he has been like this with me from like before I was fucking born. And he like, on this side of it, when you're experiencing and you see those lyrics and things like that, and it's like the appropriateness of worship and what worship actually is. Where worship is it's the overflow of your joy in God. It's the same thing as being at a rock show and you can't help but jump around and push and all that. It's because you're experiencing so much joy in your soul that your body can't contain it, and you cannot help but express it in as many ways as you possibly can. And like,
I don't know if this is
that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate point of worship, is just to be able to ventilate your joy. It sucks to be hurt and in pain and not be able to ventilate it, but imagine how much it would suck to be overjoyed and not be able to ventilate that either.
Yeah.
So like, when God is calling us to worship him, he's just saying, experience something that's going to bring you the most joy you've ever had in your life, and then ventilate it so that you don't explode. And that is what worship is about. And that is the shit that brings you through the shit. Because think about it. Yep. They played this song for what? Those people that died in that disaster. So these guys are in tremendous pain. Yeah. Their country has went through a horrible disaster. And what do? Let's get 10,000 of us and sing about God. And that's how we're going to help to heal our nation. Like, you know, we ate our way into trouble and we're going to sing our way out. Like, that's how it's going to go, bro. Like, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Damn, lost his son. Look, I commend this to you, dear listener. I don't think metalheads need to know that life is full of pain and suffering. And I would commend to you that in Jesus, we have a theology of suffering, and we have a theology of hope, and happiness and joy.
Yeah.
Like, it's think about, the cross is like the ultimate realism, right? The cross, like, by itself is like the ultimate pessimism. Boom, best person in the world, nice to everybody. How does he end up? Completely torn apart. Put on a tree in public display for everybody, completely torn apart. You wouldn't even recognize him as a human being. So that's like the ultimate in horror, pessimism, realism.
Yep.
However dark you want to go, you're not going to get darker than a crucified Jesus. Not only is it just aesthetically ugly, but it is morally ugly because he was the best person you would ever have met. And then in the resurrection, you get the fairy tale, you get the this is unbelievable, you get ultimate idealism, you get the brotherhood of man. We have both. We have horror and fantasy in our religion in a historical person. Forget it. It's the best thing in the world. I'm sorry. It's the best thing in the world. I'm sorry. It is. There's nothing like it. There's no story like it. There's nothing. I love this. That's it.
Sounds so much like
I was holding on to this particular rating because I was like, well, let me hear the other, and I'm glad I did. All right, rate the song. Unbelievable.
So for me, there was a lot of parts of it that sounded very familiar, especially when those three people were singing, and that woman was doing her like that stuff. Like that sounded familiar. Like I've heard that in different like maybe movies or something. I liked it. It wasn't like the Bach one where I was like, that's a complete no. But when you put it, I like George Gershwin's work. And I don't know if the reason that I like it is because the performer was so dynamic to me. But they had such a smaller audience. They had like such a smaller crew, but I felt so much more moved by them. And then these people had 10,000 people there, and I just felt like that there was something lost as far as feeling.
Just give it the score.
No,
give it the score.
I'm gonna say all that I'm
give
gonna
it the
say.
score.
I spent the last whatever talking. I'm gonna talk. So I was moved less by it, but I thought that it was still very good. But it's interesting because like the two big names are Bach and Beethoven, and Mozart would be the other one. So I'm kind of curious to know how I would react to that one. But anyway, I'm gonna give this one a 10. I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth a 10. It's not gonna get an 11 though from me. But and also I want to say like I did feel a little bit bored with it. So maybe I should give it a 9, but I'm going to give it a 9.8 because I did feel kind of bored with it.
Okay. All right. Well, I have already prepared a score. So the blasphemy of your sister has already been undone by the score. This is the one and only time I'm giving this song an infinity rating. Somebody put infinity on there. This is an infinity rating for me, 100%. I love this song. I love the message behind it. This is another song I will be listening to in 5,000 years. Soraya, I don't know if she'll be listening to it because I don't know if she's going to make it after the blasphemy of what I just heard. So there's that. And there's an actual knife there. Holy smokes! This was the most unique DJ stream I've ever had in my entire freaking life. It was so good. A lot of one-time scores on this thing. Yeah, that's actually the symbol I wanted, Archero. Archero, this is literally the symbol that I wanted.
Oh, is that
right
what you were
there.
doing with your hands?
Yeah. I don't know what that symbol is called, that infinity symbol, but that is actually what I wanted. Unfreaking real. I really love this one. Whoever put this together was great. If you have a DJ stream upcoming, don't worry about it. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Yada, yada, yada. This is a lightning in a bottle, once in a lifetime thing. It's all good. Really, 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 really good job, guys. On the whole thing from top to bottom is great.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to shut up because I'll keep rambling. You guys have had enough of me.
Don't tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come back here because we have another stream. This one's themed older music stream.
Yeah, good stuff. And God commands us to worship because he wants us to be happy. And that's, you'll see one day, inshallah, Mr. Thompson, that when you get caught in a real authentic moment of connecting with your creator, it'll be the happiest you'll ever be, and you'll be spoiled for anything else on this planet. Having said that, dear listener,